Here's a little background for my song I'm on my way out. First off, this song is about getting free from sin for good. Um, I did this prayer and fast in my church, 2015. It's a 3 week fast, beginning of the year, and I broke all my chains in 2 weeks or less. And um, I felt this defiling feeling come over me. It was disgusting and very strong. And uh, I found out that a bunch of people got possessed um, by like ISIS, occult people around the world, and they possess people through the internet, doctors, sheriffs, people at every level, and those people raped and murdered the church, a bunch of people in the church, and I felt it, even though I wasn't in the chains with them anymore to protect them, and I realized this after putting that together, and then going to church the following Sunday. Um, my pastor was talking about how King David was challenged by this vast enemy army, and David tried being big and bad, took all his armies, and left Jerusalem unprotected, trying to find this enemy army. And while he left it unprotected, looking for the enemy army came in and sacked his town, took a bunch of his people, including two of his wives. And I got convicted by the Holy Spirit so strong, more powerfully ever in my life that day. And I was sitting on the bleachers like, oh, forgive me, God. When I could hear in my head, like the Holy Spirit saying, like, you did that. Like you left your post. So, and I realized when they said that, when the Holy Spirit said that it was saying that I sat between the main gate between our world and the spirit world. And when I broke out my chains free, I left the main gate, and um, I'm a shield for everyone. And I'm a purity cord for the church. I'm the head of the church, and so that's why I still felt that defiling feeling after I broke all the chains free, and I didn't have all those connections with everyone, but I still was connecting them in a different way, a strong way, um, and well, I ended up, in the sermon it said, it talked about it, the pastor mentioned how David got his two wives back that were abducted, and I'm guessing, several of his, hopefully most of his people that were abducted, he was able to get back, but it gave me hope, and uh, I was like, you know what, I lost some of my people in this process with what happened here, but um, I had hoped that I could go back to my gate, and get my spot, and I could reach people, and I would be able to um, do my duty again to sit the main gate between our world and the spirit world and protect my people from um, massive, powerful, like large scale demonic possession, um, which caused many rapes and deaths, and God knows what else. So but so I started praying for people on purpose, like trying to take on these spirits from people, their sins and burdens, the demons that they had from these sins and burdens. And I wasn't praying for myself afterwards. I wasn't asking people to pray for me afterwards to back up. And you need to do that when you pray for people. And I just got overwhelmed, and you know, and I was smoking this marijuana off and on for months that maybe like religiously delusional whenever I would smoke it. And this counselor guy I met told me that it was, you know, may have been laced with bath salts. So I don't know what was going on with that, but I know that I was fasting a lot too, which was putting strain on my brain. I was taking on too many spirits without getting backup prayer by myself, for myself, um, or by like from anyone else. And I would sometimes smoke this weird weed that was making me think funny. Um, so, anyways, I ended up having a mental breakdown. I fell for a trap. Something called like they trap for me, and made me feel like I had to be a certain place, a certain time to save people. So I took my dad's ex's car, and I got the cops calling me. I went to jail. I went to psych ward for 3 weeks. I went to jail for 10 days. Then went to the psych ward for another 3 weeks. Then went back to jail for 5 months. And but this destroyed me. In those first 10 days, in between the 3 week periods in the psych ward, I was time was going by slow. I was out of time, and and these two Satanists, Luciferians, I'm pretty sure, were in my block, and one of them tortured me with like magic and curses, spells, whatever. And the other one saw me suffering and came up to me, and he's like, snap back at a time, and he snapped his fingers, and then he said it again and snapped his fingers once more right after that, and suddenly the devil that chained to me was gone. The seven spirits of God that were with me, gone. Like every part of me that was part of the world was gone. Every part of the world that was part of me was gone. Like all the burdens and weight of the government that was on my shoulders was gone. Thank God. And you know, uh, I was taken out of the spirit, the main gate between our world and the spirit world. Um, when that happened, once more. First time was voluntarily, unknowingly, and the second time was involuntarily and like somewhat knowingly. And but I'll spare you all the extra details. They put a rod on my back. I dream about it. Of the chain connected them to them, so that they could keep me in the gate in a way where they had control over the gate. And and the devil had my much of my soul um, off. While I was incarcerated, and he was going. He's going doing God knows what, killing and raping who knows how many people and causing this much harm. I was depressed the whole time, cut off my people, and uh, I got out 7 months after 7 months of incarceration. I started astral playing in the darkness, started getting back my soul. Finally, I channeled the devil in August 2016, and I caught him. I prayed to God to sacrifice the flesh of my soul to keep him captive. When the flesh of your soul is your heart, I didn't realize it until later after expelled. And I caught all these demons that was biblically commanded in the Bible, and after I challenged them all and dealt with them for over a year, I was starting to get possessed, taking all being in the cage for all of them, and um, uh, I prayed God to save me, and and He did, and he had me set up this spiritual fire where um, all this evil got burned out of me, and I stole back my old stuff from the devil, a bunch of souls, people from past lives, of mine, had strong connections to me, and we were killed, and the devil took a bunch of our part of our soul, and that was in darkness, and I got a big part of my dark half back, and with a bunch of my other people's dark halves that were part of it, um, or they were just fully stuck down there, and they're trying to redeem that side of me and those people that are part of that soul, and the devil was so mad. And it hurt in my head, like he's like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill your mom, I'm gonna kill your brother, I'm gonna kill your sister. And I didn't really know what the voice was in my head. But I got all worried at first because my spirit aura was burned up from I sacrificed myself in that fire, that the spiritual fire, but I put myself in to burn up all the evil. Um, as I was commanded. And well, so like the voice was kind of getting to me a little bit, and I was not worried about myself because I knew I was one of the chosen, so I knew he couldn't hurt me. But I didn't realize for some reason it wasn't clicking that my family is protected under my self protection that God gave me because they're my family. Your family's a chosen's family is protected under the chosen seal of protection. So, um, anyways, I realized after a month or two of this spirit, the devil in my head, like they're just trying to say he's gonna kill my family. Um, and I had called them up all casual, but really I'm like, "Are you okay?" But they'd be like, I'm fine. What's going on?" And it'd always be fine every time. And then I remember this dream I had back in 2014 or 2015 about this. Long story short, was my I was walking down this my old street, and I was walking by my friend's mom's house, Christine Pentecost. So it's like Bear of Christ, or her name Bear of Christ, Day of Pentecost. Like the day the Holy Spirit ascended or descended back down to descended back to mankind. 10 days after Jesus ascended to heaven. Um, so there's that. This house is like bigger and fancier, kind of like Scarface's house. And over the door it says Scissors Clouse, and the C and Scissors and the C and Clouse was like 90, like nothing you ever seen before. And I looked up on Klaus, what it means, and in real life, I looked it up, and the only thing I could find was, a clause, and a clause is like someone's like a hero such benefit to the community. And so, and I'm looking in this house in this dark cracked open like door, like, and I'm like, what's going on with this house? And I start I start walking away, um, I go on this float like hover, and this guy comes out with the shovel in his left hand and the stolen lantern of God in his right hand, and Scissors Clouse, and he was literally, I as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh my God, like this is the guy killing all the missing people in this area, and he saw me like doing in my float like hover, which represented my purity in God, and he made made his face change to murder. He wanted to kill the purity of God in me. It comes at me with the shovel, and it ended up, long story short, I hit him a couple times with a shovel, and the third time I chopped his head off with his own shovel. And um, after I uh, chopped his head off, the head was talking back to me like, oh, you didn't win, blah blah blah, you didn't beat me, blah, 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 and trying to like intimidate me and stuff, and act like I wasn't defeated, and it wasn't over, and I walked away. A big smile, face confident, like big smile. Like, at least on the inside, I was smiling, and I was like, I knew it was over. I knew he was defeated. There was nothing he could do. And I remember this dream when this devil was in my head, threatening me, like threatening to kill my family and stuff. And I realized that this dream was coming true. This dream came true. I literally chopped off Scissors Klaus, this guy who he's like a gravedigger. He's also like someone who acts like he's death. Like he's an imposter, and his head, the head of Scissors Klaus was the devil. I realized after I actually chopped his head off, and the devil was in my head, trying to scare me. After I chopped him off, I cut him off from me and my people, in a certain way that at least especially from my angle, from where I'm at, on my side, he's cut off. Like so, he was so pissed. That's why he's threatening me, and I realized all he had was empty threats, lies and empty threats, and it only works if I believe it. So I stood on that word from that, that dream I had. I stood in it as a word from God. Um, it overcame the fearfulness I felt from not having the strong love aura protection I had before I got burned up bringing my spirit man up. And so still back my old stuff from the devil. Cut him off. He's pissed. And that's part of what my dream, that's part of what my song's about. So now you know. I was trying to think if there's anything else I should explain real quick. No. No. That's good enough, I think. All right. I hope that helps. All right. Talk to you guys later.